Can you imagine a little girl, barely 10 years old, fighting a battle she didn't sign up for? And what if I told you she's fighting it all alone, standing on a busy street with nothing but a small lemonade stand? What happens next will leave you speechless. On a hot summer day, a frail little girl named Emily sat behind her tiny lemonade stand on the corner of a bustling street. Her hands trembled slightly as she poured a cup for a passerby. She was no ordinary child. Her pale complexion and the scarf covering her head told the silent story of her fight against cancer. Emily wasn't selling lemonade for fun. Each dollar she earned was going toward her chemotherapy, a treatment her family could no longer afford. Her father worked tirelessly at 2 jobs, but the crushing weight of medical bills was too much. Emily, despite her condition, decided to step up. "Every little bit helps," she would tell herself as she braved the heat, hoping strangers would stop and support her cause. Most people didn't. They walked past, too busy with their own lives to notice the tiny warrior fighting for hers. A few kind souls stopped, dropping a few dollars and offering encouraging words, but it was never enough. Emily remained hopeful, even as her body grew weaker. Then, as the afternoon sun blazed overhead, an elegant black SUV rolled to a stop right next to her stand. Emily looked up, shading her eyes with her small hand. The door opened, and out stepped Donald Trump. Emily wasn't entirely sure who he was, but the crowd that quickly gathered told her he was someone important. Her voice wavered as she said, "Would you like some lemonade, sir?" Trump bent down slightly, looking into her eyes with an expression that was both curious and compassionate. "What's a little girl like you doing out here in this heat?" he asked gently. Emily hesitated, but then explained everything: her illness, her mom who had passed away, her dad's struggles, and her dream of getting better so she could go back to being a normal kid. She spoke with a maturity far beyond her years, and her courage left everyone around her silent. For a moment, Trump didn't say anything. Then, without warning, he reached into his pocket, pulled out a pen, and asked for a piece of paper. Emily handed him one of her lemonade stand flyers. He scribbled something, tore it off, and handed it back to her. It was a check. Emily's eyes widened as she read the number. She couldn't believe it. It wasn't just enough for her treatment. It was more money than her family had ever seen. She looked up at him, speechless. Trump smiled and said, "This isn't just for your treatment. It's for you and your father, to make sure you're never in this position again." The crowd erupted in applause, some even in tears. Emily's father, who had just arrived, rushed to his daughter's side. He couldn't contain his emotions as he hugged Emily and thanked Trump repeatedly. But Trump wasn't finished. He turned to the crowd and said, "This little girl is a fighter. She's a reminder of what courage looks like, and she's inspired me today. Let's make sure her story doesn't end here." Within hours, Emily's story went viral. Donations poured in from all over the country, far exceeding anything they could have imagined. Emily not only received her treatment, but became a symbol of hope for thousands of children fighting similar battles. Who would have thought that a simple lemonade stand could lead to such an incredible moment? It's a reminder that kindness has no limits and can come from the most unexpected places. What did you think of Emily's story? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this one.